Good morning, everyone. It's Anja here from Cooking with Plants, and welcome. It is actually 9:20 a.m. on Friday morning where I am, so I would love to know where you're watching from and what time it is where you are. I am actually preparing to record some YouTube recipe videos today, and I would absolutely love to hear what you would like me to make as well, so I can include that in my upcoming videos for you and my food cooking tutorials. So pop in the comment below what you would like to see me make. What sort of things are you struggling with? Do you want to see me make some more sauces or different condiments or soups or salads or whole meals? Do you want to see what I eat in a day? All those types of things. Pop it in the comments below, and I'd love to see what you would like me to make. So I basically want to welcome all of the new members this week that have joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So great to have you here. And I want to answer some of the questions that our new Cooking with Plants members have. And first up, I actually have a question from Tiffany, and Tiffany is a little bit concerned about minimizing nuts because a lot of the vegan or plant-based recipes do use nuts. So if you are wanting to minimize nuts for heart health reasons, to minimize the calorie intake that you're eating because of weight loss issues, etc., then you could substitute in a lot of recipes you can use things like chickpeas instead of the actual nuts. So think about what other ingredients you could use instead of nuts that have lower calories. So things like chickpeas, quite often you can use oats, even chia and flax seeds. They're actually really good for you. They're loaded with omega-3s, and they're great to use in place of nuts at times as well. So just think laterally and what type of things would have a similar texture, a similar flavor, and then just get creative and use those types of things. But definitely chickpeas are really versatile, and you can use them in sweet or savory dishes. So they're a really great substitute for nuts. Now, Debbie's issue is finding recipes that the family likes. So I'm presuming that you're talking about plant-based recipes, and I would suggest starting with a list of the recipes, whether they're vegan, vegetarian, or whatever type of recipe it is. Just write down what the recipes are that the family actually likes, and then experiment and try to replace certain recipes and bring in more plant-based recipes to replace the traditional ones. And just keep experimenting. If it's a lasagna, just Google plant-based whole food lasagna and you'll find so many different varieties, and just keep experimenting, keep tasting different ones, and you'll find that one magic recipe that the family will love, and then print it out and keep it in a folder. Put that folder of favorites in your pantry, and then you'll have it on hand whenever you're cooking or if you're stuck for some ideas. So definitely keep hunting for different sauces and different condiments in particular, because they're going to really help the family to enjoy the foods that they're having, and really keep a log of all of those recipes so you have them on hand. Now, Rhonda is saying that she misses fish and chicken. So I would suggest, if you're not gluten intolerant, maybe making things like your own seitan, which is made with gluten flour, and it has a very meaty texture, and you can flavor it up in different ways. So you could use that to make some mock chicken, some mock fish, and even things like prawns. You can get vegan prawns in a lot of the Asian stores, and it's made with an ingredient called konjac, which I believe is related to the yam. It's a type of root that's ground up into a powder form, and then that is actually turned into, it's almost not rubbery, but it sort of has the mouthfeel of a traditional prawn or calamari. And a lot of Asian restaurants and Asian countries will actually make foods using konjac. So if you can get a hold of that, it's really low calorie, or konjac I think is 0 calories, and So you won't have a lot of calories, but you'll also have that fish or that prawn taste, or yeah, those traditional fish type flavors that you like. So have a look for things made with konjac. I know there's a lot of things around with konjac, like konjac noodles. It's a low calorie pasta or noodle that you can use, but it is cooked as prawns or calamari or vegan versions in a lot of the Asian restaurants. So check it out. You can also use things like tofu, jackfruit, and mushrooms, especially shiitake and oyster mushrooms, to really get quite a meaty mouth feel, and then flavor it up with things like seaweed if you want more of that seafood flavor. Or yeah, you can get all sorts of different stock powders, or even using nutritional yeast flakes, miso paste, chili. All those different flavors will then absorb into those things that you're cooking. Okay, so Tammy is saying that sticking to whole foods is difficult because there's not enough convenience foods for on the go. There's quite a lot of things that you can buy, snacks and crackers, but if you're trying to stick to the whole food side of things, it can be difficult. So maybe have a look online to see what options are available there. There might be a wider variety of options online as opposed to your local stores. Or if you have a health food store near you, they might be able to order some of those things in for you as well. But the best choice at the end of the day is to make your own snacks that you can have on hand. And there are a lot of recipes for things like bliss balls, different types of crackers that you can make. So the bliss balls, quite often you can keep them in the freezer. So you can just keep it in there in a container with a lid, and they'll stay fresh for months and months and months. And you just take one as you need it, or a couple as you need it. And they actually, if you have dates in there, it tends to keep it quite moist. So you can actually eat it straight from the freezer. So you've got some quick snacks on hand and ready to go. And then you can also make your own crackers. I think later today, I'm actually putting a YouTube video up, which is for one of my cracker recipes. So you can make your own crackers that are whole food, plant-based, and then just keep them on hand. They'll last for weeks in a container because the moisture's been taken out of them. They're dry and they're delicious and crunchy. So if you want that crunchy mouthfeel, they're great to have on hand. And then just have them with some hummus or whatever dip you like. It's just really quick and easy. And of course, fruit. Fruit is nature's snack, nature's candy. So keep some fruit on hand for sure. Now, Lisa, I think that's how you say it, is saying an issue for her is how to make plant food taste delicious and not plain. So the best things that I can think of are herbs and spices, especially fresh. So things like basil, depending on where you are in the world, cilantro, if you like cilantro, rosemary, all those fresh herbs and spices are absolutely delicious. Chili adds an amazing flavor and kick. Things like citrus, and don't just think citrus juice like lemon, lime, orange. Also use the peel and zest it. It just adds amazing flavor. So whether you just put a piece of the peel into a dish that you're cooking and the flavor comes through, or even adding some zest to a salad, adding it at the end in particular just adds a really delicious flavor. So keep citrus in mind. And of course, sauces and condiments. Who can forget those? They really, if you have a collection of delicious sauce and condiment recipes on hand, it will make your life such a breeze, because you can then combine them with rice, with pasta, quinoa, potatoes. You can just mix and match and create some really delicious meals just by having your favorite sauces and condiments on hand. So have a look on my website, have a look on my YouTube channel at Cooking with Plants. I have loads of sauces and condiments on there. And if you want to go a step further, in my cookbooks, they are loaded with condiments and sauces because they make life delicious. They make plant-based eating delicious. So have a look at that. And Leslie, Leslie, Tammy, and Julie were all saying that meal prepping is difficult. So, not having enough food prepped, the time restraints of meal prepping, and also the overwhelm of preparing everything that you eat. So, when it comes to meal prepping, just keep it really simple and don't. I prefer not to just plan out meals for the week. I prefer to just have a whole heap of starches cooked up, maybe a few vegetables steamed or chopped, and definitely some good sauces and condiments on hand, like I was just saying. But definitely having those starches cooked, having things like potatoes that are pre-cooked and having them in a container, having things like rice that's pre-cooked, or even some pasta or some noodles, and having those in containers and having it in the fridge, and then it's quick and easy to go. And then you just throw it together with some fresh salad ingredients, even pre-chopped things that you just buy from the shop, or just quickly steam some veggies and they can be combined with it. You get your good sauce and your herbs and spices, and boom, you've got a delicious meal ready to go. So definitely don't overcomplicate your meal prep. Just have things prepared and ready to go, but not the full meals and trying to plan, oh, I'm having this and this for the next 2 days, and then I'm going to eat this for lunch and this for dinner. It just becomes so difficult to do because life gets in the way, and what you feel like eating right now, you might not feel like eating tomorrow. So by having the other style of meal prepping that I like to follow, it makes it so much easier because you can just make whatever you like at the time. And you can also vary it up for different members of your family. If you live with people that enjoy eating different types of foods to you, you can just make some of your things and then add a couple of extra things that they like on the side of the plate, and everyone's happy. So if you do have issues with meal prep and you really want to make it easy for yourself, I do suggest that you check out my Meal Prep Made Easy course. It's on my website. Check out the shop there, and it really does make life a lot easier. I've even had people go through it who've had 6 children, and even they have learnt extra things that have really helped to make their life much easier from that course. So it'll add nutrition and it'll make your life so much easier and fun in the kitchen. And you want to have fun when you're in there. You want to be connecting with your food, and you want to then get in and out as quickly as possible once it's done and actually enjoy that food and nourish your body. All right, and then finally Katrina said that feeling full is an issue for her. So I'm presuming that you're not feeling full for long enough. It seems to be a common issue for some people. What I would suggest is maybe keeping a food diary and writing down the meals and also the time frame. How long does it take before you feel hungry again? And keep a track of that for a good couple of weeks, and you'll start to see trends. So it could be the days when you're having a fruit smoothie, and because you're blending everything up and the blender is actually doing the chewing for you, that could be the issue of why you're not feeling satiated. You're not going through that whole chewing process and actually filling up your stomach. So maybe have a look at that. Maybe go back to the whole foods, having maybe a fruit salad instead of the blended up fruit, or having more raw foods actually helps to fill you up as well. So having a salad before you start having a curry, for example, is going to fill you up more because you're getting that fiber, you're getting that water content from those vegetables and salads and fruits. So it's activating your stretch receptors in your stomach, and your stomach's actually going, oh, yes, it is full of food. It's not full of something that's been mulched up in a blender and just goes through in a different way. So you're eating that whole food, you're going through that whole chewing process and then nourishing your body that way. So have a look at that if that's an issue. And also you might need to add more carbohydrates. So complex carbohydrates, so sweet potato or some brown rice, those types of things, some quinoa. Maybe adding some more of those could actually help to fill you up and sustain you longer. I'm not sure what your meal combination is, so have a look at that. And you may need to add some more protein. So maybe you're not adding beans to your meal, or you could add a little bit of tofu or tempeh. Those types of things also help to fill you up. So you need that balanced combination when you're putting a meal together. So again, if you're having issues with that, check out my Meal Prep Made Easy course, because it does cover all the different things that you can just combine and mix and match and make your life easy and balanced, and you'll get all the nutrition that you need in a delicious, simple way. So I hope that has helped. And like I said, I'm actually off to film some YouTube videos right now. So if you have any ideas or suggestions of things that you would like to see me make over the coming weeks and months, I would love to see your comments below. Is it soups, salads? Is it more condiments? Is it more of my cheeses? Whatever it is, I would love to hear from you. So heading into the weekend, especially here in Australia where it's already Friday, I hope you all have an amazing, amazing weekend. And remember to post your food photos, any questions that you have. I'd love to see them in the group. I hope you have an amazing day, and talk to you soon. Bye.